It's also been a bit of a miserable start to the season for Manchester United, who've suffered 3 consecutive defeats in all competitions, conceding 10 goals in that time. Can they change that this weekend against Burnley? It is the game which is tomorrow night at Turf Moor. Let's cross live to our reporter, Vinny O'Connor, who's been speaking to Erik Ten Hag this afternoon. Afternoon to you, Vinny. Of course, Jadon Sancho is one of the big talking points surrounding this club right now. Is he any closer to being reintegrated into this squad?
The easy answer is no, not at the moment anyway, because he's been out of the squad. Well, his last involvement was that victory over Nottingham Forest on the 26th of August. And since then, after that, of course, he was left out of the squad to face Arsenal. And Erik Ten Hag spoke about it. He blamed Sancho's attitude in training as to the reasons behind his decision as regards that. And, of course, Sancho then hit back on social media, denying that his attitude was a problem. And effectively then after that, he's been away from first-team training, kept away from the first-team group as such, and has been following a personal training programme. Now there are reports that he could be allowed to leave Manchester United in the January transfer window for less than the £73 million that Manchester United paid for him back in July 2021. And what adds further fuel to the fire, I suppose, is that there appears to be an impasse between manager and player at the moment. Neither of them seems inclined to back down. So again, Erik Ten Hag, when we spoke to him a little bit earlier on, confirmed that Jadon Sancho this weekend will not be involved.
It depends on him. And for the rest, we are preparing Burnley, and there's all our focus, and he will not be in the squad.
And he's not been involved in group training still?
No.
I mentioned before, Vinny, it is 3 defeats on the bounce for Manchester United, Arsenal, Brighton and, of course, Bayern Munich. There have been reports of some unrest in the United squad. But what did Erik Ten Hag have to say about that?
Yeah, I think even Gary Neville the other day made a suggestion that Erik Ten Hag has some bugs in the United dressing room that could be creating some discomfort and uncertainty. And add to that, of course, reports this week that players within the United dressing room are said to be fuming over David De Gea's exit. He made 545 Manchester United appearances, was allowed to leave on a free in the summer, and it's claimed that United players have been left fuming over this. United, as you say, currently lost 3 on the bounce. So when you're in that kind of form, it doesn't help the negativity around the club, I suppose. But also, on top of that, they've kept just 1 clean sheet in 6 competitive games without David De Gea. And so Erik Ten Hag was asked about concerns over potential leaks within that dressing room that is giving a possible indication as to the mood within the United camp at the moment.
I don't know if it's a leak, but I know the opinion. So I know my players.
So what you're saying, that it's not happening, or this is...
I know my place, and everyone can make suggestions. We are okay with it.
Are you surprised by the scale of the challenge facing you here at United?
No. So this is my 2nd year, and I know it's not always going only going up. You will have your gaps, and you get stronger from it. As long as you stay together, and that's what we are doing. I think dressing room, staff, all the staff, so coaches, medical, bigger staff, everyone is united, and yeah, at United you fight.
The United manager also faced questions over the involvement of his agents and the influence his agent is having on Manchester United transfers. It's his agency, Kees Voss's agency, that has helped bring Rasmus Højlund to Manchester United and Sofyan Amrabat as well. It's been suggested that United staff have made it clear their concerns about the current arrangement and the current influence that Kees Voss is having as regards transfer policy here at Manchester United. And Erik Ten Hag was asked about it today, and this is what he had to say.
It can't be, because we have made very good agreements about it from the start, how we cooperate in that matter. And so for player decision, transfers, it's always 50-50. And both we have a veto, the club, represented by John Murtough, and me. So there can never be any distraction.
At least there's better news on the injury front. Sofyan Amrabat, I should say, could be in line to make his Manchester United debut this weekend. He's been recovering from a back injury, and United could also possibly welcome back Mason Mount and Rafa Varane to their starting lineups as well after their recoveries from injury, but they're still without the likes of Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka.